Oh, full throttle. Come on, come on. Oh, 20. Oh no, I've been done by a Renault Zoe. Hello and a warm welcome back to the channel of Two Wheel Flim Flam. I'm Tim and that is the Maeving RM1. And we're on Box Hill. It's a beautiful autumn afternoon. What better time to take you around this beautiful electric work of art and find out if it's actually worth riding. Let's go. That's cool. So yes, excuse the wobbly camera work, I haven't got my gimbal today, but this is it, the Maeving RM1. It will set you back £5,000 for the single battery version that can do 40 miles, or just under £6,000 for the dual battery version that can do near enough 80 miles, maybe take 11 miles off for real worldness. But just look at it. This is a bike you can ride on a CBT. It's an electric alternative to a 125, and my God, I think it looks way better than any 125 I've ever seen. Now this one can only do 45 mile an hour flat out. There's a faster one coming in 2024 called the RM1S, which has a twice as powerful motor. It can do 65 miles an hour and you can charge that on the bike and stuff. This one though comes in 7 colours. You've got 19-inch wheels at both ends. You've got linked brakes. You've got a 3-piston front caliper, which is probably this bike's weakest point, to be honest, but you kind of don't care when it looks this good. This is really designed for city slickers and Londonites and people that don't need to go too far too fast. And to be honest, on some of the 50 limit roads around here, I have been wanting for a bit more oomph. And yeah, speaking of oomph, this one is powered by a Bosch motor in the rear hub. It's got 4 horsepower continuously, or 6 horsepower at peak, but it's got 160 Newton meters of torque. Bear in mind your average 125 has 11, that's quite a bit more instant power. And you do feel that when you're riding it, although it is tuned quite softly. It's quite a relaxing riding experience riding this, but I quite like it. Charging the batteries takes about 4 hours, 10 minutes from empty, or about 3 hours if you're doing 0 to 80%. And the seat height is 785mm, so it's very approachable, and it's also quite light. It's 111 kilos with one battery, and the extra batteries add about 12 kilos. Let's quickly show you the batteries. Right, let's see if I can remember. To get the batteries out, you have to turn it off, then you get a countdown, and then you have to press this twice. There we go, and this pops open, and there you've got a rather nice wood-lined battery that you just pull out really easily, and you clonk it back in when it's charged. And there's another one in this side panel here, but I've not opened that because I'm at halfway. There you go, and that is the second battery. They're about £1,000 each, and you can buy it just with one battery, as I said, if you just want a 40-mile range, or you can add £1,000 to get 2 batteries, and you just charge them at home on chargers, which cost about £200 each if you want more than one. But anyway, looks fab. Let's take it for a little trundle and see what it's like. Right, let's go for a ride on the Maeving RM1. You turn it on with a key, like a normal bike, and that little dash does a sweep, and then it tells you your charge percentage. I'm 88% charged. It doesn't, as far as I can tell, give you a range readout. It's just trips and the time. But hey, then you hold either of the brakes, back brake, front brake, and tap into D and check your mirrors, and there's a van coming, and I'm going to wait for him to go past because I'm on a hill, and this doesn't pull away particularly briskly. There are different power modes. I believe one is the most vicious, and it's still a little bit like hitting yourself in the face with a pancake, but otherwise, let's go. Yeah, that's full throttle, 10 miles an hour, 20 miles an hour. Right, we know it's not fast. A geared 125 is probably just about faster, but there we go, 30 miles an hour, no bother. And yeah, I've done a little bit of riding on this bike over the past couple of days, and it kind of is a little bit anachronistic, and the handling dynamics are certainly compromised by the looks, namely the tyres. They're Dunlop K70s, I think, and they don't feel great when they're leant over, to be honest, but you know, it is perfectly acceptable. Now you've got linked brakes on this. You can lock the back brake hilariously easy, and the back brake is the one you're going to want to use most of the time, because the front brake, as you might have seen already in this video, is not very strong. Like, that's full front brake as far as I can do it, and then it takes quite a while to get your speed back up. So it's very much a momentum machine, this. I think I might try some of the other riding modes to see if I've actually got it the wrong way around and I want to be in 3, not 1. Oh no, oh my god, three, actually nothing happens when you I'm not sure anything's happening. I'm full throttle in 3. I think that's when you're running out of battery. Use 3 mode. Let's stay in 1 and stay off those leaves. Obviously it's electric, so I've got a very faint whirring coming from that motor on the back end. This feels very pleasant. The riding position is very comfortable, it's very neutral. The tank is obviously very thin between your legs, so I'm just going to have to get distracted slightly by that view and not go into the back of this Transit Custom. This is Box Hill. If you've never been to Box Hill, it is there's a beautiful view there over the, I guess it's the edge of the South Downs somewhere. My house is down there somewhere. Hopefully no one's breaking into it, but yeah, this feels very light, feels very nimble, very flickable. I'm going to have to turn around because this Transit is doing about 2 miles an hour, which is probably fine. Yes, I am using both brakes and I am bottoming the suspension out. The rear shock does go clonk with my mass over every bump. I weigh 95 kilos. If you're an urban hipster, hopefully you haven't been eating as many KFC Christmas burgers as I have this week, so hopefully you weigh a fair bit less. But I think all the things that you look at and touch on this bike feel pretty nice, although it is, you know, one of those designed in England and made in, I think, China sort of bikes. You don't really, it doesn't feel cheap from where you're sitting at all. And you could argue £5 definitely isn't cheap, but for an electric thing, that's pretty good going. But yeah, the switchgear all feels decent. There's not much of it, but it certainly feels good enough. And I think if you're buying one of these, as I said earlier, you're probably going to be wanting one to commute on. You're going to be doing city riding mostly, 30 limits, where that 40 mile an hour top speed isn't going to bother you too much. And I think it's a really good thing, and I love the fact you can just take the batteries out really easily. They do weigh a bit, about 11 or 12 kilos a piece, but you can easily cart them into your flat, into your house, and just charge them up overnight on a 3-pin socket. There's no fancy wall box required or anything like that. So as an actual, I hate to use this phrase, I'm going to shoot myself in the edits in this, but mobility solution, i.e. getting yourself to work without burning petrol, it's a cool thing. Just don't expect the dynamic prowess of a Yamaha R1M and you will be fine. Set your expectations and probably don't bring it up a big hill like I've done, because that'll knacker your battery charge. I don't think it's got any regen. Let's see if I can get that battery charge back up. I don't think it will. I think adding regenerative stuff twixt the motor and battery probably adds quite a lot of weight. Can you tell I'm not an engineer? I'm just a fluoro-clad idiot on a Maeving. But yeah, I think they've been quite clever with the design of this bike. It's very modular, clearly, and I've looked at the RM1S, the faster one that's coming out next year, and there are some stunning colours on that, and they've been clever because the only coloured bit of this bike really is the tank and the battery housing. And on the new fast one that's coming out, both batteries will sit, I think, down below, leaving you some storage in the tank. So it's not exactly the same bike, just with more powerful motor. They have nipped and tucked it, and I think you can charge both batteries on board, plug the bike in rather than taking the batteries out. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what that is like. But yeah, I mean, look, it's a beautiful autumn day. I'm on a silent thing. I'll do 45 miles an hour, probably a bit faster downhill if there weren't speed limits. What's not to like? What's not to like? I mean, I know if I was commuting in a city and I could afford to insure one of these, and I wasn't too scared about it getting nicked, I'd have one in a jiffy. Quite a neat little thing. I do wish it had a bit more of an aggressive map on the throttle, but I realise that this is being aimed at people who are new to biking, who have probably just done a CBT, not their full licence, probably haven't got any experience. So yeah, it's probably best that they've done it safety first, rather than, oh, journalist wants to go faster, which, let's be honest, isn't very realistic. Yeah, you're not gonna really want to find the edge of grip on this. It'll probably come quite easily, it feels like, but they are Dunlop tyres, so they shouldn't be too rubbish. Front brake though, all it really does when you pull this lever is make a sound like distant crickets chirping in a film. You probably won't be able to hear it, but ooh, there's a crocodile in that swamp. Should we see what the horn's like? Ooh, it's got a little charming noddy car horn. I quite like that. It's a bit retro as well. But yeah, when you're going along at 30 miles an hour and let off the gas, it just keeps going. It keeps going at that speed. Oh, someone's in there who's got an H2R. Shall I go and take this in there and see if they want to be my friend? I probably shouldn't. Right, here we go. Momentum. I'm glad there's nothing coming, because it's fine once you're rolling, but accelerating from a standstill is a bit of a palaver. Right now, this is a 50 mile an hour dual carriageway, and yeah, up to 40, but stuff will come barreling past me. Obviously the mirrors are nice and clear because there's not much in the way of vibrations. They do need tightening up on this one, but that's not the bike's fault. 46, 47, possibly that might be 48. And this Focus is so slow, I think I'm going to have to do a nice overtake with 0.5 mile an hour speed differential. Right, we're going full tuck. Oh no, my bum cracks out. That's getting a bit chilly. That's awkward. I'm going to overtake this person and they're going to get like a 10-hour view of my arse crack because I'm going so slowly. Well, I'm not going so slowly. I'm nearly doing the speed limit. But if I was on my MT10, I'd actually be doing the same speed. So yeah, whatever. Moot point. Right, braking for roundabout, commencing early. Using both brakes. Oh, you're going to stop, aren't you, Panda? Oh no, that's fucked it. I'm going to be half an hour late getting home now. Right, full throttle, go! Come on, Panda, I believe in you. Please don't brake, please don't brake. Alright, and now I'm in the wrong lane. I need to move over. Yeah, it does. You do have to be in like a 1-2-5 riding style kind of mindset, but yeah, whatever, it's quite cool. But anyway, I'm going to bring this to a close because I don't know if I've been particularly painfully boring to watch. I feel like I have today, but thank you for watching. My sum up on the Maeving RM1 is achingly cool to look at. It feels nicely finished, or nicely finished enough. £5,000 for this amount of performance and range, you might think is a little bit punchy, but then I think they've done all they can to like cut costs in the right areas, getting it made in China while still looking quite groovy. I think that's pretty good, and they give the option to go for either a 40 mile or 80 mile range. And as I said at the start, bear in mind that in the real world it'll be a bit less than both of those numbers, maybe more like 33 miles and 69 wee or something like that. And yeah, the front brakes are crap, but the rear brakes strong enough that you can mix them and link them together and stop sharp enough. The tyres don't give you that much confidence when you leant over, but it's not about getting your knee down, it's about cruising and electric cool. And I see who this is aimed at, and it's a really cool thing. So yeah, well done Maeving. I look forward to riding the fast one. I probably still won't be going around corners that much faster, but that'd be better suited for like 50 limits and 60 limits. But yeah, it doesn't feel stupidly small either. I should point out I am 6'3", so I'm going to look like a bit of an oaf on anything, but pretty cool. But anyway, I like it. Anyway, I'm going to bring this to a close as I filter to the front and then wonder if I'm actually going to be faster than whatever's at the front. What is it? Renault Capture. Yeah, I'm going to slot in behind the Renault Capture, I think. Thank you for watching. Give us a like if you've liked this. Sorry it's been a bit different to usual, a bit quicker. And subscribe to the channel. Go down to the comments and leave us the British word for bearded idiot. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye.